Welcome to the Elusive Truth with Rich and Larry. Well, 2023 is almost out of here, thank goodness. And 2024 is upon us, and God only knows what this year is going to bring us. We need help. Circus world, clown world, whatever you want to call it. We're tired of it. We need to move on. So, with that, I hope everybody's going to have a great New Year's celebration. And we have to be positive and look forward to this new year. A lot's going to happen. We already know about the elections and Trump, so God help us all. Anyway, with that, here's Larry.
All right, Gary, welcome. I'm glad to see you again. And unbelievable, here we are at the end of 2023. Looking so forward to 2024 because what a crap year. It wasn't that bad, but it was just uneventful. I mean, I guess some people got woke. More information was provided to us. And we're seeing some of the hypocrisies out of our politicians and world leaders and whatnot. But what a crazy
It was just
year.
wearing on us. We're always hoping something bigger is coming.
Well, yes, it's something that would actually be more beneficial to the whole rather than the few select 1% or whatever you want to call them. You know, the cabal, the World Economic Forum, Bill Gates, all those people, you know, just people that were really trying to take down society and keep us in our place.
Klaus Schwab.
Yeah, people like that. And that's so 2024 is coming quicker than we realize, and there's a lot of potential. But I am watching a lot of the evil Democratic, the machine, the war machine, do its best to try to keep their narrative going. And I just hope that that 2024 really does bring the change, the higher vibrations, the love, the peace, the focus within ourselves to be better, to help each other, and not be so negative and just violence. It's just
Thinking with your heart center and not your head all the time and reacting.
right.
We've been built in to be reactive beings. Someone says something to you and you're like, you don't have to take it and react all the time.
Well, just like Kozlowski 2.0's last little thing, he said that a higher conscious, a higher order of understanding, us and the universe are one. We are all one, regardless of our color. But
we are one with Earth and nature and every living thing.
Yeah, with the cosmos and everything.
Yeah.
But I think more information is coming out. I don't think they wanted us to have this information because it empowers us. It shows that as individuals sticking together, we can overcome anything.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, this year's been a lot of scare. You know, with COVID and that this variant's going to be more deadly than this, and they were trying to do the mask mandates, and then we found places that got rid of masks, said that we'll never do that again, and we'll never be able to get locked down again. But you have other places in Europe where they're trying to continue that narrative. You know, like we talked about last podcast, and poor Ireland trying to take even more rights of freedom of speech because it might hurt just a few or whatever their wordage is. It's not good.
Well, I kind of think that you're definitely right in that. If this is the whole spectrum and these people that were so woke and everything were so far left, I think this past year people have been creeping more to the middle. And they know that even the left extreme is completely wacko.
Right. Well, they're starting to really realize that.
We only got these people who step over. If they're right there in the middle, all they need to do is get a little bit more enlightening, and they're off to the correct side.
Right. Well, it's because they didn't get exactly what they bargained for. They have a different idea. They didn't listen to the past. They made their past up as the current, and that's why we're having all this issues with Israel and Palestine and Hamas, and now we got Iran. I just watched the thing today. I guess we're bombing areas in Iran now, and they're trying to escalate this and send more military to that region. Plus, on top of it, Biden was trying to send more people into Europe, more troops into Europe because of the Ukraine, and it's just
And
getting
where
out
is
of
he
hand.
right now?
Oh, he went to the Virgin Islands.
No way.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from him. He's not going down to our border. There's 15,000 migrants.
No.
They put on trains right up to our border.
He did that. Well, Biden didn't do that because he doesn't know what he's doing at all.
He's insulated by 10 layers.
His cabinet, his regime, his cronies that rule him
The ones
did
that
this
are-
on purpose. They had all these people infiltrate us because
They're bringing people, they're really bad people.
yeah, they're not vetting anybody. We're giving them money and we're telling them they'll let them vote. I mean, for as far as the Constitution goes, they're throwing that right out the way, and they are the traitors. They're the seditionists. They're the ones that I'm hoping in 2024, our Savior, our God is going to take care of them, along with Trump, who's going to set things right. That's what I'm hoping for. And it not necessarily has to be Trump, but it might be Vivek, right? Because he's got a good mouth on him.
No. Don't even go down that road. It can't be Nikki Haley or Ron DeSantis.
No,
you're
it's not
right.
DeSantis.
It will be Trump.
Well, I'm telling you right now, even everything that they're doing right, they're doing their damnedest to get that guy disqualified.
Oh, yeah.
They're still, even the Colorado Supreme Court is trying to petition the United States Supreme Court to make a ruling on this matter, and the Supreme Court says, no, we're not voting on it. We're not.
They rejected it.
Right, and the Colorado Secretary of State said Trump will be on the ballot as of right now, but they're doing all their damnedest to make sure he's not. California is trying to go every legal possible recourse they have to get the guy off the ballot, which in itself, they're not letting the people choose. They're telling us who we need to vote for. That's not American. That's not Democratic. That's not Republican.
That's not we the people.
No. And that's where it's going to be. And you have people on the internet like Tim Pool saying it's going to be civil war, this and that. And it goes, no, it's not going to be. They might call it a civil war, but the people that think they know what they're doing are so far outnumbered by the God-loving, God-fearing people of the United States that stand by its values, and we will prevail. It'll be the quickest civil war that you've ever seen. And I believe there's going to be a lot of politicians that are going to be held accountable for what they've been trying to do. Like we have all these goofy mayors, right? Do you know any of these mayors? Like Brandon Johnson from Chicago? They're all, we're going to give reparations to the slave owners.
Yeah.
And you know what? Not my tax money, you're not. I never owned a slave. My parents never had slaves. You're talking hundreds of years ago, and you want us to repay that? Not happening. And they're just trying.
Where do you begin?
They're
Where do you
trying
end with
to get the
reparations?
black vote. As soon as this election's over, there will be no reparations, nothing. They're trying to fool everybody
What
with their
about
rhetoric.
Everybody's nationality or skin color or whatever.
We're
They've
Americans.
all been.
We're the melting pot. It
We
doesn't
are.
mean what color you are. We're American citizens, and we have values, and they're trying to strip that away from us. Eric Adams from New York City is trying to do the same thing. He's looking at reparations because he's trying to get the black vote again. But he's screwed up the city so bad with the New York City Police Department, with these Palestine protesters, and now his biggest hurdle is these immigrants costing New York City billions of dollars that he has no recourse. And he's trying to just blame it on Biden when it's his own policies. And then you got Michelle Wu from Boston, who had a colored-only Christmas party.
These are
That's
big city
segregation.
mayors, yeah.
That's against the law, too. I don't care if she wants more of them, but we're a whole. You can't exclude anybody. But they're trying to make it sound like white supremacy is the worst. That has nothing to do with it.
There isn't even white supremacy going on. They just create their own. They call you racist, and that's
It's to form their narrative is to get people unhinged, and
Yeah.
it goes back to January 6th. This crazy stuff. I hope they launch an investigation into this, and they put everybody in bars that are supposed to be in there,
The ones that-
and the ones that they put in bars get reparations and they get free
Yeah, there's still
because
people in jail since that.
that's crazy. And if you think that they did anything wrong, then you got some eye opening. You need to do some research.
You know, it's funny that you should mention. You remember what put Bill Clinton over Bush in that '92 election? You know what pushed Clinton over it?
No.
He came out and said, there's too much crime in our cities, and we're going to increase all the police department. And everybody's like, he's the president going to clean up our cities. What a great man.
Yeah, but unfortunately,
He wasn't in that defund
Clinton
police mode.
is at the bottom of the barrel, and wait till the
Yes,
Epstein list
but
come out. He had
he
nothing to
used
do
that
with
just to get in.
He didn't use that. The Democratic Party used that. Clinton is another sham, a fraudster.
Oh, yeah.
He has nothing, just like his wife. That crazy
Well, it
woman.
turned out he couldn't do it. He couldn't get that done.
He
'Cause
didn't
you
do
can't.
anything for his own powers. He did everything for himself, nothing for the people. And you have Ted Wheeler. Remember that guy? Have you
That
heard
was
from
our
him?
mayor here.
We haven't heard nothing from him since
No.
they have all the protests. He's been laying low. Meanwhile, the city's still burning down, and you have more drug overdoses than you can shake a stick at, but they have no idea what they're doing down there.
The homeless
It's-
population, is it staying the same?
It's terrible. Nothing's changed there. The crime is bad. The police are still trying to figure out what they can and cannot do. So, I mean, it's just a mess that it's going to take more than a 2024 election to get that straightened out. And they're trying to make it everything red versus blue and vice versa, and it's not.
Well, you know what we should do, Rich? We got to do one before the end of this year. This ain't our final 2023 podcast. Let's
Well, I think it
do one in
is.
the
You've
next
only
day or
got
two.
2 days. This is it, buddy.
3 days.
Counting today, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to be any more than that.
Because
This
it'd
is
be
it.
nice to summarize, make some high points, and just summarize.
I thought of that at first, and I was like, you know what? The more that I want to summarize, the more I want to forget about 2023. Things start moving in the right direction. Evil is starting to get stomped on, trampled on. It's still there.
A lot has
There's
been
a-
done.
You're right. A lot has been done, but a lot more has to
Behind
happen.
the scenes.
And that's what I'm hoping with disclosure. Just like what you were talking about, the emergency broadcast system.
Yeah,
I haven't heard nothing yet.
Nope.
I'm waiting. And what about the doomsday clock from the Q clock?
They keep extending it.
I figure they would do that since, nothing is really being etched in stone. As we are going into this new year, and with all these other predictions, like I told you with the current year we're in, right? 2023 going in 2024, but some believe it's 5374, whatever that number was. It's even in biblical times, which made me wonder, like, what's really going on? Looking forward to that. We have Project Bluebeam. When's that going to start up? I mean, because apparently right now we don't care if there's any aliens here or not, because we're trying to take care of our own Second Amendment
Whatever they
rights.
project
We're
in
trying
the
to
sky.
take care of our First Amendment rights of freedom of speech, and just it's out of hand.
Second, third, fourth, fifth,
All
the
of them.
amendments.
Oh, what we're
Yeah.
talking about now, the 14th Amendment that was brought up because they didn't want people from the Confederacy to get into government powers. That was 200 years ago. And now they're trying to use that against Trump. They're trying to spin it and get Joe Biden off the ballot too, tit for tat. And it's just creating, commotion and unrest. We need clear, decisive political people who are in our best interest and aren't going to make millions by sitting in government.
And having the Federal Reserve print money and
Oh, we
fund
have
all
so
their
much to
crony
look for
organizations.
in 2024.
Yeah.
With
It's
the
a
digital
cleanup.
currency, cryptocurrency, the Federal Reserve, the Treasury Department, all these things that we talked about before. I think we're going to see more and more of this come forward in our time, and I'm just praying and hoping. I got to have faith. Got to keep the trust in God.
We do.
Got to keep that high vibration, keep that love going, because it's really just getting bad. And it's so easy to throw in the towel and give up and not care about anybody, but that's what they want us to do.
Yes.
They want us to be isolated. They want us to feel isolated. They want us to feel like we are not in control, we do not have any power, and we will just bow down, turn in our guns, give them even more money for these stupid wars that are only making a few people rich.
Well,
I hate to go on a tangent like that.
remember that old movie Network? Did you ever see that one?
No.
Oh, and the guy screamed out his windows, I'm mad as hell. He was just like saying that he ain't gonna take it anymore.
Right.
I
Well,
mean, we're
are.
almost at that point.
We are at that point with all this high inflation, can't buy houses, and we're less and
We
less
ain't gonna
money.
take it anymore.
It's getting crazy. It really is. And all we have is our faith and our hope that things will get better. And I'm waiting for this enlightenment. I'm waiting for all of this extraordinary, unworldly things to happen to empower ourselves, to move us in the right direction, to show us what our true past was really like, not this made-believe narrative, and that's where we follow everything like lemmings to the 1% who run and rule everything, right? I mean,
They've
that's,
erased so much of our history. History's written by the winners or the cabal.
well, and that's not even necessarily the winners, it's the people in power.
Yeah.
And the people trying to keep in power. Just like they show now, Rocket Man, Kim Jong-un,
Uh-huh.
he's like, I'm preparing for war. I'm getting everybody prepared for that. You know, the guy is nuts. You know, in Iran, we're getting ready to go into that. I just saw something that goes, do you know we're in 15 areas that we have soldiers and we're doing warlike type activities?
Right now, yeah.
And I only know what 3-4 different places, but there's obviously a lot more that the media is not letting us know. And I think that's one of the biggest things is that there has to be a dismantling of the current media and people put into power to give us the news, to give us the truth, because it's all owned by the 1%,
The same people.
the World Economic Forum, the Klaus Schwabs. You know, are they going to tell us about Schwaboland?
Do you hear about?
Heck no.
You hear about Tucker Carlson getting 100 million views on one podcast?
Well, because
He is becoming. Podcasts are becoming the new media.
because
For
they're not
real
being
info.
censored the way they were.
Yeah.
He's able to speak the truth. And you know what? And if you don't like what Tucker has to say, you don't listen to Tucker. But people want to
Oh,
listen
yeah,
to
they
Tucker
do.
because they're getting the right information.
Yeah.
He's not just throwing smoke down your throat.
No.
He's really trying to show you something. There's a few others out there.
Joe Rogan.
The Epic Times.
Oh.
Joe Rogan, too, in a way, he
In
is.
a way. He's fairly big.
Who's really big.
Yeah.
And what's his name that got back on the Twitter? We'll see what happens to him.
Oh, they just let him on.
Yeah. Jones.
Alex Jones.
Jeez.
It took a little.
Yeah, there's just so much. And like you said, I mean, and that's what I'm going to say. It'd be nice if we had more time and we could spend an hour
Yeah,
recapping
I know. We should,
2023.
Richard. We can go through
Because
it.
there's so much that went on and so much that maybe people have forgotten. It's time to move forward.
Maybe we can.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, you got to get rid of Karen Bass. She's the mayor of Los Angeles, and she wants to make illegal immigrants police officers. That's going to go over well. You know, Gavin Newsom, that crook. People are starting to see what he really is. Kathy Hochul, that crazy woman from New York, is no good. Jay Inslee, the Washington
Where
governor.
did they come up with all these?
Oh my God, Tina Kotex.
How'd they get in? How'd they get in?
Oh, that lady's
The
nuts too.
2020 midterms that were stolen.
You know, and then we talk about lying Joe Biden. You know, he's just a puppet, and he's, like I said, he's in the Caribbean right now relaxing because they can't have him do anything. Trudeau, hopefully that people are waking up in Canada and seeing truly what a monster he is, because he really has nothing to do anything with decency of the Canadian people. And Emmanuel Macron, the French guy,
Yeah.
oh my God, he's another one. And then what about who? Let me ask you this. Do you know who the Prime Minister of Great Britain is?
No.
Yeah, because they've been keeping it quiet, but apparently he's not doing any good. Rashiki Sunak or something like that. Some weirdo guy. But he is the same thing.
We
Oh,
used
we
to
have to
always know who the
censor.
Prime Minister
We
was.
have to censor all these people because they're hurting with their words. So we're going to take it upon ourselves to make sure you don't get that right
You
information.
mean they used the wrong pronoun?
That's even a whole other different subject. We're not even talking it. But
Just words.
Racism, Nazism, all these negativity, that's what they're throwing down our throats.
Yep.
And they're not showing us that, and we can get this world back on the right track with love and harmony. And then maybe the Galactic Federation will come down and then give us even more enlightenment that we should be having. And James can continue to play his piccolo as he wishes, rather than him getting censored and getting thrown off YouTube because of the good he's trying to do.
And he's been doing some good newsletters.
right?
Yeah.
Russell Brand is still around.
Yeah.
He's still got amazing stuff to talk about. And Elon Musk is trying to champion First Amendment rights and things like that. But the government is really going after him hard. So hopefully 2024 is his turning point, and then we can move on in the right direction. And we can even continue our podcast just speaking the truth. Even though we're just two bunch of idiots just blabbing with each other, very few people listen to us.
We
but
know
the
what's
people
going
that
on
do
around us.
might make them think a little bit more and look more into this and say, wow, they're on to something. We're looking for that elusive truth, and you got to keep looking for that truth, because if you don't, the evil will take over, the negativity will take over, and we're out of control, you know?
I think that's a good way to sum it up for this maybe last podcast here.
Just for the year, because we're going to get at least another one out in 2024, at least we hope. But with that, my friend, I am glad that you stopped by, and it will. I have faith. I have a feeling that 2024 is really going to make a bigger difference. We're going to take care of this immigration problem. We're going to take care of the border problem. We're going to get rid of this flaky Joe Biden.
We are the greatest country on earth. I hate to put any other country down, but from what we've been from the inception, and we were a God-founded country, we haven't gone down a lot of bad roads that other countries have.
No, and they're starting to, but again, we all band together, we all learn, we take care of each other, stop this he, they, them, this, whatever you want to call it, and treat everybody like God wants you to treat them, and we will prevail.
And millions still want to come here.
Why? We're the worst country in the world, according to some people, but you can see them crossing, but they need to do it the right way. That's all I say. But anyway, with that, I want you to have an awesome New Year celebration. I hope you have prosperity and peace throughout the year, and
prosperity and peace and brotherly, sisterly love for everyone.
That's right. Pesky Palladian, Bridge Dapper. We are going to make history. We're going to move forward, and we're going to get things right.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, my friend. You take care, and Happy New Year to everybody out there. And seriously, take care of yourselves. Keep listening for that elusive truth. We love you all, and God bless. Until next year, peace. All right. See you, my friend.
All right.
So what'd you think of that? Not too bad. Something to look forward to. What I want to do before I close out our podcast and obviously the new year, I came across a YouTube video that was interesting, produced by Insane Luxury. And it's called President's Net Worth Before and After They Left Office, which I find quite interesting, that the majority of our presidents have really made some serious money from just being president. Apparently, speaking pays a lot of money. So just have a quick listen. It's not too long, but something to make you wonder what's really going on with our politicians.
Of the last 7 U.S. presidents, only one hasn't added millions to his net worth since leaving the White House. Can you guess who? Former presidents receive a $200,000 pension for life, but they don't just settle into retirement and collect the funds. Instead, each of the last 7 presidents has done whatever he can post-presidency to grow his fortune. Let's find out what each of these US leaders was worth before and after taking office. Donald Trump. The name Trump was familiar long before Donald Trump took office. The 45th President of the United States started out with a small $1 million loan from his father. He got involved in real estate and bought towers in New York City, including Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue. In 1985, he purchased Mar-a-Lago for $10 million. However, the bulk of Trump's pre-presidency net worth is thanks to his celebrity persona. He began building the Trump brand in the 1980s and ended up with his own book, The Art of the Deal, and his television show, The Apprentice. He sold companies the right to use his name on their buildings and products. Trump's net worth is highly speculated. At the beginning of his presidency, he claimed it was $10 billion, but according to Forbes, it was $4.5 billion, while Bloomberg's Billionaires Index placed it at around $3 billion. After leaving office, Bloomberg estimated that Trump's net worth decreased to $2.3 billion. He's the only president on this list to lose hundreds of millions during his time in office. There are a few reasons why. First, the pandemic damaged his commercial real estate value. His properties are valued at $1.7 billion, but they're more than $256 million in debt. His resorts and hotels are $330 million in debt, and their income decreased 42% from 2015 to 2020. His reputation also suffered thanks to the Capitol riot. His lender, Deutsche Bank AG, refuses to do business with him again. This could be a problem considering $590 million of Trump's debt is due within the next 4 years. Despite his struggles, Trump is currently the richest former president in US history. Barack Obama. Barack Obama had just become a millionaire when he was elected in 2008. Barack was born in Hawaii and graduated from Columbia in 1983. He worked as a financial researcher, a project coordinator for nonprofits, and spent time as a civil rights attorney in Chicago. He never earned more than $30,000 annually between the years 1991 and 2004. Michelle was the breadwinner. She made about $274,000 per year as a lawyer. Things changed when Obama was elected to the US Senate. His salary jumped to $157,000, and his book, Dreams of My Father, experienced a surge in popularity. The Obamas entered the White House in 2009 with a net worth of $1.6 million, and their celebrity status began to grow. After leaving office, Barack and Michelle were making millions from book deals and appearances. Business Insider reports that from 2005 to 2016, Obama made $15.6 million in book advances and sales. In 2017, he and Michelle signed a $60 million book deal for their autobiographies, and Barack was paid $2.8 million for appearances and speeches. In 2018, the Obamas signed a $50 million production deal with Netflix. In 2021, the Obamas are estimated to have a combined net worth between $70 and $85 million. The American University report predicts that if the Obamas keep it up, they could eventually be worth more than $240 million. George W. Bush. George W. Bush entered office with a higher net worth than any other president, except for Trump. He's the son of former President George H.W. Bush, which gave him a leg up. Before taking office, he was involved in the military, attended Harvard Business School, and started a company that would later become Bush Exploration. His biggest investment was $500,000 he contributed to the Texas Rangers baseball team. He was part of a group of investors who purchased the franchise for $89 million. In 1998, he sold his shares for $15 million. He was elected governor of Texas in 1995 and was elected president in 2000 with a net worth of $20 million. After leaving office in 2009, Bush doubled his net worth. Politico reported that between 2009 and 2015, the former president gave at least 200 speeches and pocketed $100,000 to $175,000 per appearance. He wrote 3 books between 2010 and 2017, with the deal for the first book valued at $7 million. Thanks to people willing to pay for Bush's political wisdom, his net worth in 2021 is $40 million. Bill Clinton. Before entering the White House, Bill Clinton never earned more than $35,000 in a single year. Born in Arkansas, he lost his father at a young age and was raised by his grandparents until his mother married his stepfather, Roger Clinton Sr. Bill was the Attorney General and Governor of Arkansas, while his wife Hillary brought home a $110,000 salary as a lawyer. Together, they were worth $1.3 million by the time Bill was elected president in 1992. When they initially left the White House, the Clintons were in debt thanks to Bill's legal fees. They started making money immediately from appearances. They gave 729 speeches in 15 years and made $153 million. Bill's average fee is $200,000, and he's earned more than $100 million from speeches. In 2001, he was also paid the biggest book advance of all time, $15 million for My Life. The Clintons have made the most of any presidential couple and still make $10 to $30 million annually. The Clintons' reputation as political celebrities has catapulted them from barely millionaires to a combined net worth of $241.5 million, $120 million of which can be attributed directly to Bill. George H.W. Bush. George H.W. Bush grew up in Connecticut as the son of a successful investment banker. He graduated from Yale and worked various important jobs before taking office. He served as the director of the CIA, ambassador to the United Nations, chairman of the Republican National Committee, and vice president to Ronald Reagan. His $4 million pre-presidency fortune was thanks to a successful career in the oil business. He became a millionaire by the time he was 40 and then got involved with politics. Bush became the 41st President of the United States in 1989. Once Bush left office, he co-wrote books and became an advisor to private equity firm the Carlyle Group. He was making $50,000 to $75,000 per speech. He continued making appearances, growing his net worth to about $25 million before he passed away in 2018. Which president's post-White House career are you most impressed by?
Wow, that's hard to believe that you can make that much money for speaking to different places. $100,000, $200,000. I know they're presidents, but anyway, I just wanted you all to hear that. Something to think about, because I'm certainly raking in the millions here doing this podcast. Oh, my goodness. Well, thank you all. We love you. God bless. Take care. Keep looking for that elusive truth. And I'm going to leave you with one song that came out 2 weeks ago from Tom MacDonald called Stronger Version. This will make you smile and give you some hope. We can all change and we can be better. And what a way to start off the new year. So with that, see you till the next podcast. Take care.
A couple 100,000 cigarette butts, a million beers or maybe more. Ooh, a couple dozen times I messed things up, but I'm moving on from before. Ooh, people don't like me for things I forgot, but I can't pretend to be someone I'm not. I've been sober, I've been wasted, I spent most of my life in between. I've been sorry, been mistaken, I've been nothing but how God made me. And I ain't gonna hate myself no more. Maybe I ain't perfect, but I'm putting that work in. I ain't gonna break down like before. And baby, I'm hurting, but I'm a stronger version. A couple 100,000 pills swallowed, a million tears or maybe more. Oh, a couple dozen pretty hearts I broke, but that isn't me anymore. Oh, people don't like me for things I forgot, but I can't pretend to be someone I'm not. I've been sober, I've been wasted, I spent most of my life in between. I've been sorry, been mistaken, I've been nothing but how God made me. And I ain't gonna hate myself no more. Maybe I ain't perfect, but I'm putting that work in. I ain't gonna break down like before. And baby, I'm hurting, but I'm a stronger version. Lord, I hit the ditch, walked right off the edge. I got knocked down and got up again. Oh, I tried to live more like my friends. I can't be nothing but just what I am. And I've been sober, I've been wasted, I spent most of my life in between. I've been sorry, been mistaken. I can't be nothing but how God made me. And I ain't gonna hate myself no more. Maybe I ain't perfect, but I'm putting that work in. I ain't gonna break down like before. And baby, I'm hurting, but I'm a stronger version.
Tom MacDonald, Stronger Version. Check him out. You'll definitely be enlightened. This is coming from the most successful independent recording artist ever. Gotta love him. Happy 2024.